welcome back to Make Me a Fan. I'm the Jag.
I'm Pete.
And you know what? We interrupt our regularly scheduled content to bring you something completely, well, not completely different. Similar.
New and improved.
New and improved. Hopefully better. Encyclopedia.
Based on direct feedback that we had.
Okay, so shall I tell him? Do you want
Absolutely, please.
All right, here's the deal, people. I wanted to understand Lance Archer. Seeing as how he is, at least he damn well should be, the next TNT champion. I'm sorry, the first ever TNT champion for AEW. I said, you know what, I'm not too familiar with his work. And of course, when I have a question about wrestling, where do I go? I go to the Encyclopedia. And I said, hey Pete, will you show me some Lance Archer stuff? And you went back to where?
The TNA archives.
Yes, he dug into the TNA crates like a DJ, all right? And he found some old school stuff for me to watch from Lance Archer or Lance Hoyt, also known as Dallas at one point in TNA. Whatever, the guy had some old school matches and we watched one yesterday and it was great.
Yes, it was.
Except when I went and posted on social media this morning, a certain Murderhawk Monster had something to say about your choice in match. What do you have to say about that, Pete?
I love feedback, and we deliver on what the fans, and especially the Murderhawk, want.
You damn right.
We have scrapped the other episodes, and we are going straight to the top.
Now, have we scrapped them completely, or they're coming back later?
They might be around eventually, maybe on Patreon, maybe on something, who knows, guys, whatever. It doesn't matter. What we need to focus on,
You're right.
is AJ Styles.
Oh, is that the first one?
That's the first one. So we're going to the G1 Climax 2014.
Wow.
And we're going to have to watch this on New Japan. Now, there's not going to be English commentary, but guess what? Murderhawk has a language that needs no translation.
Is it the language of violence?
It is the language of violence.
That's a universal language. When a big mofo punches you in the mouth, picks you up and slams your ass on the ground, you have no problem translating that butt whooping.
Absolutely, and you're going to see at the time AJ Styles the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. So this is going to give us an idea of what it looks like.
Now hold on a second. We're in a weird kind of a time loop right now because we watched some things recently that have not quite aired yet.
Yes.
One of the things we watched was a match featuring the phenomenal AJ Styles.
Yes.
And if I remember correctly, and you'll see it in a couple of days, we gushed over how amazing, how prolific and gifted AJ Styles is. So I am ridiculously excited to see Lance Archer, who personally reached out to us and said, why don't you watch something more recent? All right, your wish is our freaking command. So we're gonna watch AJ freaking Styles, who I hope I'm not overstating when I say he is at the top of the professional wrestling game. Is that fair?
100%.
Okay, and then we have Lance Archer, who people like myself who took a hiatus from wrestling don't know, but who also appears to be in the upper echelon of the pro wrestling game. So if he's gonna have a fantastic match, if you're gonna make me a fan of Lance Archer, there is probably no better person to show me a match with than AJ freaking Styles. Did they ever go at it in TNA or Impact?
There's been stuff, but this is not, again, all the TNA stuff is a whole different situation. It's kind of like when we talked about Jay Lethal. There's great TNA stuff, but I'd rather focus on the Ring of Honor stuff.
And since Mr. Murderhawk himself, also Kid Cash had something to say, and a lot of fans said, why don't you watch something more recent? So hey, here we go. We're flexible.
Of course.
We can roll with the punches. Maybe not a Murderhawk punch. Yeah, the comment hit me so hard my hair came out of the braid. I don't know what the hell happened, but we're gonna watch AJ Styles versus Lance Archer. When?
Right about now.
I cannot say enough good things about Mr. AJ Styles.
Of course.
However,
the phenomenal one.
The attraction in this match is none other than the Murderhawk Monster himself, Lance freaking Archer. Now listen.
Yes, sir.
I don't want to be too gushy.
Sure.
Okay, because we watched that thing yesterday where I felt like he wasn't even like, I was really impressed by Kid Cash.
Right.
Obviously Lance Archer did fantastic, but Kid Cash is what caught my eye.
Right.
And a couple other episodes that shall not be named, okay? There were other people that stood out too because I didn't feel like Lance Archer was the feature in those matches. He was 100%, no doubt, the feature in this match. Even though AJ Styles was the champion, even though AJ Styles, spoiler alert, retained, okay?
Well, yeah, but it's the G1, so it's just wrestling. It's just wrestling for points.
Okay. The belt wasn't on the line? Okay. We had Japanese commentary people. I didn't know what they were saying, but I spoke the language of butt whooping, and that language was clear as a bell. I mean, we had some great moves, some choke slams. I think we had 2 choke slams that looked ridiculous.
Yeah.
First of all, if there was any doubt if this man is legitimately huge, The doubt is gone, okay?
That move where AJ tries to leap up and he grabs him and just power him. Oh,
yes,
ooh,
AJ wanted to throw just a back elbow to jump to get it. Yeah, like, oh, it's crazy. But we saw, or at least we teased the phenomenal forearm, which he stopped, okay? The Pele kick came through, but there's a lot of things that we recognize today, but son of a biscuit. This felt, and I'm sorry, Murderhawk, please don't come find me. Actually, yeah, come find me, brother. But I might take an L, but I'm not gonna back off from my opinions, okay? When you say sports-based wrestling,
yes,
which All Elite Wrestling says they want to be or they're going to be, this looked like sports-based wrestling. Am I wrong there?
100%.
Oh man,
strong style all day.
This looked like a competition. And you know what? We talked about this a couple episodes ago. We watch all kinds of wrestling all the time. Okay. One thing I was watching yesterday, which seems unrelated to wrestling, but humor me for a moment. I was watching the old school Pancrase in Japan with Boss Rutan. The video on YouTube was like, how good was Boss Rutan really? And it showed a lot of highlights from his Pancrase days when he was the king of Pancrase. And as they're showing the highlights of his matches, you know a certain name came up.
Oh, which one?
Minoru Suzuki.
Oh!
Which I believe his nickname is Murder Grandpa, right? He's the baddest man in the world. So I'm watching this dude fighting Boss Rutan in the early 90s, right? With some real legitimate holds. The rules of Pancrase are very similar to some of the rules you see in pro wrestling as far as rope breaks and that sort of thing. So I'm no closed fist, you know? And I'm like, yo, this is what wrestling in Japan looks like with a little more, you know,
with some finesse.
Some more, thank you, with some finesse. Shout out to Chris Bay. But I'm like, yo, wrestling could and should and used to look like this. Without putting on my Jim Cornette hat, okay? It used to feel like a brawl. Like I have beef with you, or either I had to fight you to get to the top of the mountain.
Yeah, I want to win because that puts me closer to the championship, gets me to the pay window, gets me where I want to be.
The stakes are there, and I will give credit where credit is due. This TNT Championship tournament has given us some stakes, okay? There's something to fight for, even though we all kind of saw how this was going to play out, so there weren't really much of a surprise. I was interested, and this is why I watched AEW Live last week. I very rarely watch AEW Live because I like to fast forward.
Sure.
But that's another topic for another day. But you know I had to see the Lance Archer versus Dustin match.
Of course.
You know I had to because I had to see...
Two big boys from Texas.
You damn right. And I would have bet my right arm that Lance Archer was going to win that match, okay? And I'm right-handed. And I'm like, yo, but I still wanted to see how it played out because we got two big dudes, two veterans, two experienced guys. Let's see what's going to happen. And it was a pretty good match. Some things I didn't like. So Lance, of course, if you knock on my door, I will stand my ground. Because I hold fast to my opinions. But if you don't like this, I apologize. I thought they kind of buried the ref. I'm no Aubrey Edwards fan. I'm not a ref mark, okay? But they buried the hell out of her with that turnbuckle move and all that stuff. But the match was still exciting, was back and forth, yada, yada, yada. Stakes and competitiveness. If I don't have a grudge and hate your ass, I damn sure want to beat you so I can get to the top of the mountain.
Exactly.
That's what I think wrestling could, should,
and always needs to be based on.
Preach, brother, preach. I mean, when you watched this, you felt stakes when you saw this, right?
Yes.
I mean, even if I didn't even know what you said it's a G1?
It's a G1. So the winner, so there's an A block and a B block, and everybody wrestles in those blocks. The persons with the most points end up going on to wrestle on the last night, and then the winner gets to challenge for the title at the Tokyo Dome on the January 1st shows.
Okay. Now, see, I wouldn't know the G1 from the G-spot from the A1 in the tartar sauce. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I have no idea. But I knew that these guys, there was something on the line by the way that they were competing, by the way that they were fighting. And yes, I call it a fight because even if it's a simulated fight, it's still a freaking fight.
Exactly.
This felt like a fight. When I watch WWE, I don't feel like a fight. A lot of AEW does not feel like a fight. This felt like a fight. So, Mr. Archer, for the love of God and all things holy, please, 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 please continue to bring this level of intensity, this level of combat sports-oriented competition.
Yes, sir.
Please continue to take whatever size boots you wear, size 17, whatever, 18, whatever, and your giant fist and punch people in the mouth. And I hope you start with that clown with the neck tattoo, Cody Rhodes.
On Wednesday.
I mean, I think they're not doing the finals until the pay-per-view.
Oh, they are?
That's what I heard, yeah. But still, maybe we get a tag match, right? Lance Archer and somebody else versus Cody and Dustin. That would be a hell of a Wednesday night match, right? And if that happens, I need that size 18 to go right into that neck tattoo. And if Jake the Snake could have chased, what's her name? Brandy away from the arena, from ringside for a minute, I would not complain. But you know what? I just talked myself out of an AEW job right there. But you know, hey, it's my feelings. I stand with what I say. And I've been talking way too damn much. So Encyclopedia, help me out.
Absolutely. So, tomorrow, speaking of AEW, let's go ahead and go back to the Tokyo Dome this past January.
Okay.
And we'll actually see Lance Archer versus Jon Moxley for the IWGP United States title.
All right. I have some things to say about Mr. Moxley as well, as I dig myself a grave and bury myself in terms of AEW. However, if what I saw with Lance Archer today is any indication of what I'm going to see tomorrow, that dude is prolific and gifted, and I'm excited to see him work. So come back tomorrow. What time?
9 a.m.
9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us at Make Me a Fan 316 on social media. This is the Encyclopedia. I am Jefferson Alonzo Greene, aka the Jag, and that Murderhawk is not to be trifled with.
We'll see you guys tomorrow.